Malako. I did do any mom. Yeah, your voice is bad.
Hello.
Okay, so I have we. Okoya on for her. My bad do rata baby. Oh, dada. Ah, hey, what? Oh, be lie. Ciao. Review. Nti ahwɛfo Penax TV so na wo hwɛ na na me ne wo ka sɛ woba Ghana krom ha se ya nkɔmɔ a kyɛ sɛ mpanimfoɔ nkɔla mmarima ɛma obia ɛka ho asɛm no upcoming World Cup ya ɛkɔ so na before a kyɛ sɛ yɛbɛbobɔ ho ne edi ho nkɔmɔ na meka wo sɛ yɛwɔ live ɛwɔ Penax TV na afei nso Sahara football ɛhɔ nso yɛyɛ live ɛwɔ hɔ no enti wobɛtumi akɔ streami na wahyɛ nkɔmɔ twetwe a ɛba bɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ɛfa World Cup ya ɛba so wobɛtumi nso ahyɛ link no sɛ de bɛyɛ nkɔfo nso bɛtumi akɔ join no ɔmo ahyɛ wɔ so na ɛnɛ deɛ kyɛ sɛ yɛnya a very special person or very endowed when it comes to football. I say ɔbɔ ne homɔden yie paa ɛba no agokansie ho nsɛm ho de a yɛnua bɛma no bɔ ne homɔden paa yɛnua bɛma Salasi ɛwɔ hanom sɛ kyɛ sɛ ɛnɛ yɛbɛtwetwe nkɔmɔ de afa Black Stars kyɛ sɛ ɔmo qualify sɛ ɔmo bɛkɔ 2022 Qatar World Cup no ɛho nkɔmɔ twetwe na kyɛ sɛ yɛba bɛtwetwe wowɔ hɔ na wo nso wowɔ comment a wobɛtumi adrop wɔ comment no in the comment section wowɔ contribution so wobɛtumi adrop wɔ comment section yɛbɛkan de ama wo kama ɛwɔ asɛmbisa nso de ma yɛnua bɛma na yɛne ne ɛbɛtwetwe nkɔmɔ no nso a wobɛtumi adrop de ato hɔnom na obɛyi ano kama de ama wo na saa bere a meka sɛ the Black Stars of Ghana omo akwa mu ɛwɔ UAE mekyerɛ United Arab Emirates omo akwa mu ɛwɔ hɔ a kyɛ sɛ omo de omo training ahyehyɛ so na training Black Stars for de ahyehyɛ so ni nyinaa towards match bi a kyɛ sɛ friendly match bi ɛda omo anim a omo ɛbɛkɔ akɔbɔ ansana kyɛ sɛ Black Star omo akwa mu kra wɔ Qatar ama omo de World Cup no akwa hyehyɛ so na yɛbɛhyɛ yɛn nkɔmɔ twetwe na sɛ ɛndɛ maka kyerɛ sɛ ɛnɛ yɛwɔ special guest ɛwɔ kyɛ sɛ nkyɛn ho wɔ ha yɛne no ɛbɛtwetwe nkɔmɔ sɛ last mema wo akwaba ɛde ba Penax TV so na Yes. I mean, it's a pleasure having you. Today, a lot of people are here. I mean, people are watching us because they know, you have a lot of information for us regarding Black Stars. World Cup, 2022 World Cup. Who is a Ghana for they say? Omuni GD say Black Stars for committee me baby. Let's start with the squad, 26 manless squad. Amode aba bontin se omo ene se omo kosi akensi de ama Black Stars of Ghana ewo Qatar. Let's turn out. A lot of people have come out to talk about it. The likes of Stoneboy Craba bontin abaka say list na say yenhwehwani they are being biased with the list. And kofobi or they were supposed to be in the list but because of pay to play. Yes, so they didn't add their names to it. What do you make of that? Okay.
Not everyone will be satisfied with any Black Star squad, and yet I was established first. Stoneboy's comments It's something that has been going on,
Oh,
something that a lot of people suspect has been going on
yeah,
for a long
Selassie,
time.
please can you
Yeah.
raise your
Can you hear me?
voice for yes, so that our
Yeah.
viewers can also hear you well.
Okay. So Stoneboy's comments has been something that has been going on for a while now. Like, a lot of people suspect has been going on. Players, no officials that will get them in the team through some way or another. Nothing has been substantiated or has been proven. But that is the rumor that is going around. And as I
Okay.
said, not every player named here will satisfy everyone. No matter how many times Otuado names players, not everyone will be happy with the team. But you would want to see players who are doing well play for their national team. And I think that's where the issue comes from with the squad of
Okay.
26 so far here. Yeah.
Okay. And then the list is out. I think we have the goalkeepers to be Lawrence Atezigi, Nuruddin Manaf, and then Ibrahim Danlad. Do
Yeah.
you think these guys can, I mean, meet up to expectation for the Black Stars?
If there's any department that has an issue for me with the Ghana Black Stars, it's in the goalkeeping department because if you look at
Okay.
our three goalkeepers, these guys have not been in post for the Black Stars before, like for a long time, as the other two that got injured. For example, Dan Lad has not played for Ghana, the national team, before. This will be his first time, but he has played at the youth levels before. So some people say that he deserves to be here, owing to that he has paid his dues, that kind of thing. For
Okay.
Atizigi, for example, he has played for Ghana, I think 11 or 12 times, if I'm not mistaken,
Okay.
and then it has not been good, a good record for him. He tends to concede a lot of goals, and his confidence in the post is not that great. Some say he's unlucky, but you can't be unlucky that many times. But the story is different with him for his club side because he does well in St. Gallen. So you would still be scratching your head. Is it that the defenders are not good with him, or the understanding between him and the defenders are that bad, or probably he plays in a Black Stars team that doesn't have the strongest players? Because most of the time he plays, we don't have our best players playing, coincidentally. So is that
Okay.
why he does not do well? You ask yourself, but he's still not been able to prove himself. For Manaf, I think I would pick Manaf as our number one heading into Qatar, because in one of our games, there was a friendly game in June.
Okay.
He excelled very, very well. He knows how to stop penalties. We won a penalty shootout over there in that game. So, and that rarely happens for a Ghana team. So it was quite interesting to see Abdul Manaf progress in that respect. So I think Abdul Manaf Nuruddin is my number one here, owing to that
Okay.
friendly we played. Yeah. So I would pick Manaf as a number one, but
Okay.
there's inexperience in the three. Yeah.
Okay. A section of Ghanaians are saying that we can't compare these three to Jojo Walakot. Do you think what they are saying is true?
Compare as in they are better or
Their
Jojo's worse
yes,
or
their performance. I mean, Jojo Walakot performs better than these three.
obviously he got us over the line in the World Cup qualifiers. He's been better at the back. He's had his moments where he hasn't done well for Ghana, but if you compare Jojo to these other goalkeepers, he and Richard Ofori are my top two choices. So yeah, Jojo is better than all these three, but we don't have a choice since he's injured, so we have to make do with what we have.
And do you think that we not having Jojo Walakot as part of the goalkeepers, I mean, the selection team, is it going to affect Ghana in any way?
Yeah, it will affect us in the light that we are taking keepers who do not have much experience with the national team to a big tournament like the World Cup, where we are going to face players who have been doing well at club level and international level for so long, attackers who score goals for fun, and teams that have been together for a longer period. So, yes, it's a disadvantage not having our top two goalkeepers there. It's a disadvantage. It is. Can't underestimate that.
Is a disadvantage to
Yeah.
Ghana for, I mean, not having our top two
Yeah.
goalkeepers. Now let's look at the defenders list that came out.
Okay.
We have Tariq Lamptey, Ali Desaidu, Alexander, Gideon Mensah, yes, Dennis Odoy, Daniel Amate, Mohammed Salisu, Joseph Edu, Baba Abdul Rahman. I mean, these are the defenders that came out. Let's talk about Tariq Lamptey. Looking at his performance, I mean, in all the games he has played so far, do you think it deemed fit that he was selected to be part of the defenders?
Yeah, I think Tariq offers a lot more in attack probably than defense. So I think Otto, depending on how he wants to play, Tariq is a good option to have in the Black Star setup. In attack, when contributing to attack, he's much better suited for that. So I like Tariq. I think he can do well for Ghana. I also think that Tariq Lamptey, yes, some people say probably his height is a disadvantage to him, but if you watch
Okay.
his speed is also something that we have to take advantage of. In the recent game, he scored versus Arsenal. He was playing even at left back, so he has shown some sort of versatility in that respect. So I think Tariq Lamptey is a good addition to the Ghana team. He recently switched nationalities. He could have played for England, so it's good we snapped him up and got him to play for Ghana. So I'm happy with
Okay.
his inclusion in the team. Yeah,
So, generally, looking at the defenders list, who do you
yeah.
think um,
We'll
it
start.
wasn't appropriate to be added to the defenders
Okay.
list?
Ooh, for the defenders, to be honest, I think these are the guys I would have chosen as well. I like the defenders list right now. I think these are the guys, the best guys in the position of defense that we have. Some people have issues with maybe Abdul Paparaman, but
Okay.
Gideon Mensah is also there. But I think these are our best options in this position. I think the only issue I would have had is that probably we should have had someone like Patrick Pfeiffer in there. He has been doing
Okay.
well for his club side. Darmstadt, he's scoring goals as a defender. He scored 4 goals with headers, and he's very tall, 6'4". So it would have been nice to have such an option there. But you would look at the team right now and say, who would he remove? They're also good and they have experience with the national team. That's the most important thing about these defenders. They have experience with the national team. So Fifa is a shout in. He's a good option to have, but it will mean that we'll have to sacrifice a player in another position for him. So probably Joseph Aid, if you push me to the wall, would be a replacement for Patrick Pfeiffer. But Otto knows what he's doing. It's too late to call for players to come in again, so we just have to support him and see them to do well for us. Hope that they do well for us.
Okay. Then we're moving on to the midfielders list. We have one and only Andrew Ayu, and I want us to talk a little bit about him. I mean, he's been someone that a lot of people are complaining about. I don't know why they are complaining about him, but they are saying he's a selfish player. Do you think he's a selfish player?
Andrea Ayew. Well, I don't have any problem with Andrea Ayew playing for the Ghana Black Stars. I actually think most of the time he's the one that pops up for us with that goal. Because if you look at the Ghana national team, we went to African Cup of Nations. We
Okay.
needed a goal in the second game. Who got the goal for us? Andrea Ayew. How did he get the goal? He got the goal after he got a pass from his brother and shot from outside the box. He could have passed. There were options there, but he shot from outside the box and got it. Against Brazil, where we didn't do so well and lost 3-0, our best chance in that game came from Andrea. My only problem with him playing is him playing 90 minutes. I don't think he can still play 90 minutes at the time at the moment because I think probably the age has gotten to him. So for Andrea Ayew, he's a captain. I expect him to play probably a bit part role, maybe 60 minutes, 70 minutes or 50 minutes because he tends to get tired. And when you get tired, you will not play well. That's what the issue comes from. So the coach has to manage him. 50 minutes, he's in full speed, he's full strength. Then he goes on to play for us. He does well. He's effective when he plays very little, and I think that's how he should be used. He gets tired, he doesn't play well, and it's normal with anyone who doesn't get, who gets tired whilst playing football. So he should not be playing 90 minutes, in my opinion. That's it.
Okay. So moving from Andrew Ayew to the whole midfielders, I mean, being
Yeah,
selected.
yeah.
Um this particular group of people like I select you almost say midfielders. Do you think is the best combination and is going to help Ghana?
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a good combination, a good selection of players. When you look at it, Thomas Partey, obviously great for Ghana. Elisha Owusu, I love that. I actually like Elisha a lot. People don't know how good he was for us versus Nigeria. The thing with Elisha is he does the tidying up so nicely and quietly. You might not even notice his impact in the game. So I just like that thing about him. Unfortunately, that Baba Idrisu, who is more experienced in the national team, did not make it. So I think it's unfortunate. Baba Idrisu had just 7 days to recover. The technical team said it's not worth it. So they put in Elisha Owusu, which I think is not a bad option. Salis Abdul Samed is also another great one. This is his first time coming into the Ghana team. He's doing well for his club side. We are just hoping it translates to the national team because it's not all the time that you play well for your national team and for your club side that to translate to the national team. So I would partner either party with one of the two, Elisha and Salis. So Kudus Mohammed, obviously, he's scoring a lot of goals. I like that about him. And Daniel Kofitre, there's very little needed to be said about him. He is also doing well for his club side as well as his national team when he pops up onto the scene. Versus Nicaragua, he was great, and I think he will. All these options are good.
Oh, okay. So before we continue with the conversation, Selassie, please,
Yeah.
our viewers are complaining for us. We would like you to kind of work on your sound for us so that they can really hear you well.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
Let me know anytime it
yes.
goes down. Yeah, so that I can be sure on
Yes.
how
So
to. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yep. And then most of the people are watching on Sahara football. Yes. I think the
Yeah.
views
Okay.
are really going up. So you let your people know they can bring in their comment so that we read it
Comments.
for them.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Let the comments come
Yes.
in. All right. All
Yes,
right.
they should bring their comments so that we read it for them. And so we're talking about the
The
midfielders team.
midfielders. Yeah.
Yes, and you are saying that this combination is a perfect one. I mean,
It's not
looking
perfect.
at,
It's okay.
but at least it's okay to
Yeah.
help
Yeah.
Ghana.
It's okay.
And do you
Yeah.
think combining the midfielders and the defenders, how are they going to play? Do you think they can play? Because Ghanaians are really aggressive. They are saying that a lot of money has been invested in these people to go and play. So if they go and they don't win, I hear Ghana Hanum say, "Oh my shipa." And do you think say they coming together, they can, I mean, put up to expectation as Ghanaians are expecting?
Yeah, it will depend on the coach. Set and coach how he wants to play, how he sets them up, and everything. So I think the players, if you look at them for quality, they have it because they are doing well for their club sides. There are players who are probably better than some that are here, but these are what the guys that we have and the guys that the coach has chosen based on what and how he wants to play. So if they'll do well, I think they can do well. Yes, they can do well if we have given them the right conditions and the right system. They can do well. And just know that these guys are inexperienced in terms of the World Cup. The only two guys that have played in the World Cup for Ghana are you brothers in this squad. So let's manage our expectations of them. That's all I'll say. Manage the expectations. Don't expect them to be beating teams for 5, 10 goals. Yeah.
Okay, Salasi, before we continue with the
All
conversation,
right.
there are some questions and comments coming up. And someone is asking that should Inaki play on the wing or up front? Yes, I'm reading this comment from Sahara Football. Someone is asking should Inaki play on the wing or up front? What do you think about it?
I think Inaki works best with a partner up front. I think so. In my lineup, I have a probable lineup for Ghana. I think Inaki should play as a partner to another striker, and that striker should be Antoine Semenyo. Inaki alone up front for Ghana, because the supply sometimes is an issue. It becomes very hard for him. So I think Inaki partnering with someone up front, maybe Andre or Antoine, will be better for him in the Ghana setup. Yeah, I think that will be better for Inaki for me.
Okay. There are other comments coming up. This is from Kwesi Felix Boafo. He says, against Portugal, we can use three backs, two midfielders, two wing backs, and three forwards. Now, that is the comment coming from Felix Boafo. This is Bernard Jan. He says, the day Ayu needs to be benched. And this is coming from Kamal Amwako. He says, okay, I've read his. This is Victor. He says, yes, Amate, Jiku Salisu with Odoi and Lamte as right and left wing
Left
backs
back, back.
respectively. Yes. And
Okay.
then this is okay, this is Victor again. He says with Odoi in the left side. So he is saying Odoi should be in the left side. We have
Okay.
Africans FC. At Victor with a back for it's problematic, but a back three is preferred. Yes, this is some of the comments that are coming up from
No.
your people. Yes. So
Okay.
going on with the conversation, let's look at the strikers. We have Jordan Ayew as part of the strikers.
Yeah,
Um,
Jordan.
I mean, we've seen him play a couple of times on the pitch and
Yeah.
with Black Stars. He's not new to Black Stars. I mean,
Person, yeah,
playing.
he's
Yes,
a
yes.
seasoned striker.
And this person too. I think Ghanaians have issues with him. And
Yeah.
Ghana for more pesa. Oh, or they are
Mm,
being
yeah,
realistic.
some. The issue with Jordan too is the timing. The timing, the 90 minutes. He and Andre don't have to play 90 minutes. They get tired, and I think they get tired quickly. And when you start getting tired, you not play well. So that's the issue with them. If you look at our games, Andre, as I said, always finds a way to get us a goal. But that is when he's not tired. When he starts getting tired in the 70th, an issue I have with Otto is the way he delays some of the substitutions. It happened in the AFCON with Milovan. So we were all complaining. We thought Otto would do better, but he also did that in the friendlies. And I started questioning him and why he was making late substitutions. Because clearly some players were tired. And you need to switch them up to keep the team fresh so that we play well. So I think the timing of the substitutions still needs to be worked on. For Jordan, I think, as I said, the only two experienced guys in the team, Jordan and Andre, they are the only two guys that have been to a World Cup before in the Ghana Black Stars team. So
Okay.
you need that experience at times, and I think the 90 minutes is not for these two guys. Probably 60 minutes, 70 minutes, or they come on as substitutes to put some life into the game. That's my only issue. I don't think they are a waste. I don't think they are players who have almost shine. They almost shine, but they need to play less. Almost shine. They are good players. They need to play less because they get tired quickly now. Most of them are in their 30s, getting to mid 30s, and age it catches up with everyone in any sport. So you have to manage the game time of each of these guys, and you get the best out of them. That's all the issue I have with them.
Oh, okay. And one one question that I want to ask is that looking at our setup, our 26-man squad, that the coaches believe that they could help Ghana win the World Cup because when you go on Twitter right now, a lot of people are saying that Omo Areshemu said Ghana is winning the World Cup. I mean,
Every country wants to
I'm
win.
taking it from the side that because it's their country, they have no choice to
Yeah,
support that.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
we know
yeah.
Ghana, we know what they can do. Some are even saying they won't even reach round of 16 and then they will come home. So you see, with all these things that people are saying, what are the chances for Ghanaians? I mean, Black Stars in this year's World Cup.
Okay, so as Otuado said yesterday, he's confident that we can beat any team, but he's also not naive in the sense that we can also lose all our matches. So I would say that you have to manage your expectations of the team. First of all, these guys are most of them are going to their very first World Cup. Just put that. There's a way to play tournaments like the World Cup, and these guys are going there for the very first time. Let's manage our expectations. It's very possible for us to do well. Crazier things have happened in the past before. In 2006, we were ranked lowest or in the group or whatever. We were there with Czech Republic and we beat them in our second game. And the United States were also ranked above us and we beat them and went to round of 16. And it ended with Brazil beating us in the round of 16. So anything is possible. I wouldn't put it past these players to get out of the group. I also know that it's possible we might not get out of the group. So I would manage my expectations of the team, take it one game at a time. One game at a time. Let's not look past the game that is ahead of us. Right now, the next game is Switzerland. Let's see how well we play. Then after Portugal, like that. So take it one game at a time. Don't go get. Let's not get ahead of ourselves in that respect. And I think if we do that and we understand that it might not go so well as we want, I think we should be fine.
Okay, so you just mentioned the Switzerland and
Yeah,
Ghana's friendly match. Yes.
yeah.
Before we would even discuss about that particular match, I want to let our viewers know that yes, I want to know your prediction for this match, Ghana versus Switzerland. Bring your
Switzerland.
predictions. I mean, leave them in the comment section and let's read them out and let's see if your prediction is really going to work out for Ghana. Then we'll know that when you guys start predicting for the World Cup, obviously, Ghana is going to win as you guys are anticipating out there. I international for what I will share no. Ghana for Switzerland. Bebo 17th of November. Friendly match towards the World Cup no. Obetimi the prediction and say why na win match no Ghana be win Switzerland na Switzerland be win Ghana. Obetimi eja comment at the comment section no and I be kind e the amam. So Selassie, this
Yeah,
friendly match that Ghana is going to play with Switzerland, that's
yeah.
2 days from now. Do you think that Ghana has an upper hand over Switzerland?
I wouldn't say Ghana has an upper hand over Switzerland. I wouldn't say Switzerland too has an upper hand over Ghana. I think both teams, if you put it on paper, people would say that Switzerland will probably beat Ghana.
Is it
Probably
true?
because that's what most people will say. Switzerland will beat Ghana.
That's what most people will
This for
say.
this game,
But
that's what most
personally, do
people
you
on
think
paper.
Ghana, Switzerland is going to,
Personally,
win Ghana?
personally, I don't care about the results of this game, like the score line. Personally,
Why?
I'm looking out for how Otuado will set the team up. I'm
Okay.
looking out for how Otuado will react to going a goal behind if Switzerland score. I'm looking at how Otuado will get the midfield to provide more balls to the strikers to create more chances for them to possibly score because that's a problem we have. I'm looking at how the defensive setup will communicate to their goalkeeper, how at set pieces, especially corners, free kicks, how they'll communicate and get that done. Against Brazil, we considered two goals from set pieces. So, and it was poor communication between Joe Alacott and the defenders. They did not understand each other. I don't know. There was some confusion in there. I'm looking at how that too will be rectified. I'm looking at all those things. The result is secondary to me here because it's a friendly game. We are using it to test our metal because we'll play a European team in the next game, which is Portugal in the World Cup. So this will give us some experience we need in heading into that game. So the result is not important for me. I've been saying it. It's not important. The most important thing is how we perform. And if we perform well and probably don't get the results, I'll be okay with that. So the result is not important to me.
Okay, so before we continue, let me read some of the comments coming in. This is from African FC. Say Ghana 2, Switzerland 2. This is Eugene Fessy. Or say goalless. That means it's going to be a goalless match. No one is
Yeah.
scoring. And Kampa Warrior is saying Switzerland 3, Ghana 1. Benajan 2 is saying Ghana 1, Switzerland 3. Charles Nyako. Switzerland beat France in the European Cup. They are very good. And this is Jacob Abaka. Or say Ghana 3, Switzerland 1. Simon is saying Ghana will lose big versus Switzerland. But that won't be a reflection to how Ghana will perform at the World Cup.
At the World Cup. Yes, true.
Africans FCs with the goalkeepers, it's tough to give Ghana a chance as we do not know how good they will be. They could supervise or let in six. Yes, and this is Daniel Akoloba. Ghana 2, Switzerland 1. And this is Simon M. Switzerland 4, Ghana 0. Francis Joe Boy, Ghana 3, Switzerland 1. And this is Kamal Amwako. Or say Ghana 2, Switzerland 1. Charles Nyako is also saying, guys, we should highlight the fact that we are playing with players with French, British, German, Belgium, Spanish citizenship. We never had that in Ghana squad. We have to be patient.
Patient.
This is, yes, Emmanuel Yofi. Switzerland beating France doesn't mean Ghana cannot beat Switzerland, bro. Yes, and this is Mat Sport TV, GH Mat Sport TV. I say Ghana are the underdogs in all the competition. For me, that is good for us because we have nothing to lose. This also gives us an advantage because the other teams will underestimate. We will do well. Benjamin Lamte is saying, I still be we can make of the group if only Otu can start the right players. Yes, so these are some of the comments coming up from viewers, and you can also bring in your comment if you just joined. We are discussing Ghana's performance at the upcoming World Cup in Qatar. It's a rest Ghana for said Ghana the way Ghanaians can cheer Black Stars when they are going to play. No, we are looking at it
But
that
they
this time
say they don't
around.
like them. They will say they don't like them, but
This yeah, so that's the thing. Ghana for one tia because say oh Ghana the Black Stars they umbe gu yeni ma say o ko share Black Star match o say o di fufu ansa na o ko share Black Star match no o say o di benku esa benya broken heart and all. Yet they still cheer them up. I believe you saw yesterday some of the
yeah,
fans that have arrived in Qatar how they were lifting the Ghana flag high and
yeah,
making fun and all.
Ghanaians are storming Qatar. Yeah,
Yes, so I mean they are expecting much from Black Stars as it stands now. Now going back to Black Stars and Switzerland, their match. We've read some of the comments, and people are anticipating that Switzerland winning France means that Ghana do not stand a chance. Do you think it's true?
yeah. Football it doesn't follow logic, so it's not true. I think anything can happen. The big teams have been beaten by teams going to relegation and coming out of relegation before, so it's not logic. Football doesn't follow logic. It follows the one who the opportunity they get on the day. If on the day Ghana gets one chance and scores, and Switzerland gets 20 chances and miss all of them, it means nothing and they will lose the game. So it doesn't mean form is important. Let me not lie about that. Form and how your team is doing is important, but it does not guarantee anything for anyone. So yes, the Black Stars can win, but as I said, the result is not my focus. I want to see how Otto will, because this is a game to the a week to the first game versus Portugal. So by now he
Yeah.
should know his best 11. He should know his best formation, his best tactics, whatever. So that's what we want to see. And if we are not impressed, we'll know whether to have hope or to lose hope. Yeah.
Do you think say after the match between Switzerland and though you said that football doesn't follow logic, but
Yeah.
after the match between Ghana and Switzerland on 17th, do you
Yeah.
think say yes how much ni wie na anko ye a and I say best 11 ni lineup no be out ni na anko ye say yem to ya dream ni enko pe banku bi ndi because World Cup no enya nya
And
ye.
that's the funny thing about football. I think is it 2010 World Cup or 2006. We played friendlies that we lost so miserably. We lost some 3-1 and other stuff, and we all thought it wouldn't go well. In Brazil 2014, before we played, we won most of our friendlies. 3-1 versus South Korea. We were good in those friendlies, but we went into the tournament in Brazil and we got out through the group stages. Football doesn't follow logic, as I said. So it doesn't mean, that's why I'm saying I'm not so concerned about the results. It doesn't mean that when we do well here, it translates to there. But it also shows us how we will play and how well we want to play at the tournament. And that is more important than the result here. So it doesn't mean that if we lose, well, we can't beat our opponents, Portugal. Yes, because nothing is ever certain in that aspect. So I think, yes, we want to win the friendly. But if we win the friendly and go into the main tournament and don't do well, which one would you have wanted? Yeah, so so that's the thing you have to ask yourself at times. So I think I want us to do well at the World Cup. So let's do well at the World Cup.
Let me read some of the comments. I can see that the people are very much eager about this World Cup. So I mean, they keep on bringing in their comment, and
Okay.
this is Francis Joy Boy. Yes, or say please the keepers who will be dropped for Jojo. He's asking that if we are to drop any of the keepers, why na yen dropping the name for Jojo wala kote mbesho?
Yeah, I'll drop on experience with the national team. I'll drop Dan Lad Ibrahim. Yeah, I'll drop Dan Lad.
Danlad Ibrahim. So, Francis Joy Boy, your question has been answered by Selassie. Danlad should be the the replacement for Jojo Walakot. Yes. And this is Kampa Warrior. He says, I'm sorry, but it seems like Ghana is the weakest team of Group H. Portugal, South Korea, Uruguay are
Ghana
all
is the
better than
weakest
Ghana.
team. Ghana is the weakest team in the whole tournament in terms
Okay.
of ranking. Yeah,
In terms of ranking, Ghana is the weakest. And he's saying that
yeah, the lowest.
In Group H,
Yeah, so if we are
Ghana.
the lowest in the whole tournament, we'll be the lowest anywhere we find ourselves. So indicate that
So that
we
means
are the
if
lowest.
Ghana is the weakest, if Ghana is the lowest, and enjoy football no here, nko pe be nko bindi.
But
And
football
we
name
shouldn't
follow
waste our
logic.
time sitting down to watch the
Football name
football
follow
match.
logic. See?
So this one, it could be said the last to be the first, and the first will be the last. It's possible,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah,
And
yeah,
this is Victor. So based on recent friendly matches, on what
yeah.
basis? I mean, he was asking. Okay, he was asking Kampa Warrior that question. Okay,
Okay.
this is Ayaba Daniel. He's asking, will Jojo join the camp? Will Jojo Walakot join the camp?
Yeah, the thing with Jojo, I explained it in my video today that Jojo, according to his coach, who is the coach of Charlton Athletic, he says that he understands. What he understands is that Jojo Walcott will meet up with the team. He'll be part of the team, but he won't play. This week, they'll do his surgery to the finger that got broken and fractured and all that. They'll do it. Then after, he might join the national team in their camp as part of the team, but he will not play. He will not play. Let me emphasize that he will need like 3 or 2 weeks to recover. He will not play in the World Cup. He will not play.
Okay.
26 has been named, so Jojo play.
Okay. This is Saint Newman. I don't have hope in Jordan, Baba Rahman, and Fatal are not Black Star material. And yet, Nakranka meaning say you're Black Star material because when you say marriage material, and I didn't know we have Black Star material. Please, can you let us, I mean, brief us on how a Black Star material looks like? Because this person is saying that Fatal, Jordan, and Baba Rahman are not Black Star material. Mpacho Black Star material,
So
and no one is saying.
basically, your person can say play out on money who are then. No, no, person.
And I say your Black Star material, and okay. I mean, this is interesting. Okay, so he's saying that these people are not Black Star material. How true is this?
Who? Afatao Isahaku.
Yes, he's saying, okay, this is Saint Newman. Let me read it again. He says, I don't have
Okay,
hope in Jordan, Baba Rahman, and Fatau are not Black Star material.
material.
But Black Star material, no more.
Jordan. my catch on the problem with Jordan the dada. His own is about getting tired quickly and the coach keeping him on. And when you get tired, you make mistakes with your passing. And it will be so keeping them on for long is my problem. And then my same with those players. Fatah Isahaku, so it's not that he's not Black Stars material, but he's a player who is still coming up. He hasn't proven himself enough to warrant probably being in a Black Stars team. That's what probably he means. And because with his regularly with the national team, he's wasteful with the chances. So he's been given more chances than he should be given. So and he still hasn't proven himself. He almost say on your material, Black Stars material. No,
Ah, on your Black Star material. Oh, I really like this question. Black Star material. Oh wow. It's interesting. I said, me copy Black Star material ni bi. Omo shop omo to woman. Okay, so this is Charles Nyako. Please, can you ask Sahara why none of Ghana born players can perform after 30 years? How come we always have the youngest team of the tournament, but the players can't last more than 10 years? So, this is a question
So
to you.
there's this school of thoughts, this rumor mill that goes around that says that most of the players they use wrong ages at the youth level. Into a player at the youth level who is 20 years will say he's 15 years. So by the time he
Ah,
is
that's the football team we
actually
always talk about.
football
Football
age,
age. Mm-hmm.
so by the
Okay.
time he's the 30 years that he makes you think he was, with you using the 15 years age, no, then he's actually
That's a wedding
35.
45.
30.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this, there's this school of thought that is why probably the players, some of them don't uh, do well past the age of the 30 we think they are, which probably they are not 30, they are more than 30. So uh, probably that's why. Also, there could be the reason that probably they don't keep up with their probably
Benku ne
diets,
dɔɔso, fufuo ne
exercise,
dɔɔso.
no so
Benku for say
so
Ghana we love banku and fufu, so the banku
yes,
and the
yes,
fufu is working for us.
it does, and also so they have to check a lot of things. If you watch players who are doing well past the 30, 35 years, you see that they are so disciplined with what they put in their system. They don't put just any food in their system. They have personal trainers that will tell them eat this, don't eat that. No, this is not good. Or they have a lifestyle that helps them keep long in the game. So these are the factors that I think
Okay.
affect players.
So Charles, your question has been answered by Sahara. He's saying that one, banku ni fufu ne dɔɔso. Ekurom ha de wani akpele a obedi banku, wani banku nso abedi fufu. Eya dɔɔso. And also the ages they've
Yeah,
been using, no, the ages are not real. The more reason why. So you might presume someone is 30, but then in real life,
yeah,
data
it's
ne
not.
mame wo no okekako 50 kura. So that, I mean, basically that is that. So Charles, that is your answer
Mhm.
for you. Let me
Yeah.
read some of the comments coming up. This is Basti Paul. I say I'm Basti watching you from Germany. I want Ghanaians to say good things about the team, whether the coach choose well or not. You, Paul, thank you for watching us. Please, you guys are hearing what Paul is saying. He says you guys should be positive. Kakra.
Positive. Yeah.
You both should stop being the negativity. Ne yard also say something good about the team so that they can win. This is Emmanuel Trema. Our squad is very, very good. Probably with the greatest talent ever. But I don't understand why Joseph Pinto isn't among.
In the team,
Please, do we
yeah.
have Joseph Pinto or John Pinto?
Joseph Paints.
Oh, okay. He could have not do better than he did. 14 matches, 4 scores. So I think that is the person's problem. Say, let's never out. No, Joseph Pinto wasn't part.
Yeah, he
Yes.
should have been there. That's true. That's true. That's very true.
Yes, Salasi, please. People are hitting at you. They said you should speak up a bit.
A
They
bit.
are
Okay,
finding it
okay, okay.
difficult to hear you. Yes.
Yeah. All right,
And
all
this
right,
is
all right.
Emmanuel Yofi. We can win most games if we play as team. Forget about the midfield quality we are having. It be teamwork way with the here. So I think
Yeah,
what this
yeah,
person is saying is true, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. It's very true. I think teamwork, dream work, as someone would say. So we have to get that system that will suit everyone in the team, and that will depend on the coach or Tuado and how he sets the team up. So the teamwork is very important. You can have a team of players who are average, but because of the system they are using and the understanding they have of each other and the team chemistry, they will be doing well. So there's also that. That's very true.
Okay, so someone is also saying that Otu doesn't know his best team and lineup because he said
Yeah.
in a press conference that if you impress him in training, he will play you. He doesn't know. Is it true that we don't?
The truth is that's what most coaches use to determine their starting 11. Yes, that's what most coaches
Okay,
use.
so they
The
choose from the
training
training
sessions,
ground.
yeah, from they choose based on the training sessions. There are also
So
some
that
coaches
means
that have their
today there's
favored
going to be
players.
a training. So
Yes,
that's where the selection is going to be from.
exactly. Based on how you
Okay.
perform in training, yes, it will determine whether you play or start. Most coaches do that actually. It's not just Otoado. And it doesn't mean that probably he doesn't know. But Otto, the reason why he said probably he doesn't know his best 11 is he sort of switches it up a bit more frequently or switch it team. No, anyways, it's not his fault too at times because the availability of the players is an issue. So Otuado, I wouldn't fault him so much, but he needs to. My problem with him is the system, so that someone like a coach like Pep Guardiola, he will have players who are injured. You think that will affect the title or his game and his winning streak? They will still be winning because he has put a system in place where every player that comes in can thrive. So the system is even more important to me than the personnel. Probably the personnel needs to know the system, but the system is very important. Yeah.
Okay. Someone is saying this is the truth must be told. That's the name he's using. One thing that keeps
Okay.
the country united is Black Stars. Do you think it's true?
One thing, what?
One thing that keeps Ghanaians united is
Yeah,
Black
that's
Stars.
very true.
Hey!
It's a good escape. It's an escape from our troubles, especially if we win. It's a nice escape from our troubles and worries and economic things. And
So
it's
are you
a
saying
short
that
one, though it's a short one, but it helps to relieve some pains we go through at times. If we win, that is. If we don't win to,
so
then it compounds the issues for us. So
so are you saying that currently when you come to Ghana, people are complaining about economic hardship and all? And it's a
yeah,
Black Stars echo we need pairs a rare frequency economic hardship or groom.
everyone will be in some euphoric mood. You'll be so excited. Enijebe baby, enijebe baby. You'll see that for a while. It won't last though, but it will be for a while. And no one say we are the dean for a while. So it's good. Sports has that effect. So that's why it's like that.
Okay. Let me pause here. We'll continue with the comments
Yes,
reading.
sir.
Now let's talk about Ghana and Portugal. I think that's the first match in Group
Next
H
week. Yeah.
for the World Cup. Looking at Portugal and looking at Ghana, I don't. I'm tempted to say that Ghana will lose, but I don't want to. I don't want to be the one to say that. So please, if you are watching us, you can bring in your suggestion. I mean, you can predict the score lines for Ghana and Portugal, like we have done for Switzerland. And it looks like majority of those watching us are saying that Ghana they are really. It's like a friendly match, but Switzerland is definitely going to win us. So let's come to Portugal. Maybe a World Cup no is a different zeal Ghanaians are going to use to play the World Cup. Do you think that Ghana and Portugal, Ghana is here, Portugal is here on the pitch? How is the match going to be like? Can Ghana win over Portugal?
Hmm. Ghana can win over Portugal. Possibility. Anything is possible. So yes, Ghana can win versus Portugal. I believe the Black Stars can win versus Portugal. I also know that Portugal have so much quality, so we should be careful in that game. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but Portugal will be a really, really tough match. No two ways about it. They have a great team that has played together for a long time. Players playing in their fifth World Cup. Players like Pepe, Cristiano Ronaldo. They are playing in, if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken, their fifth World Cup. Bruno Fernandes, Silva, Ruben Diaz, João Cancelo. These guys are seasoned players for their clubs, and they have done so much for their national team with their national team. So the experience is there, the quality is there for them. On paper, Portugal should ransack Ghana. But football is not played on paper, it's played on a pitch. So on the pitch, anything can happen that will go to the advantage of Ghana. So I think let's be cautiously optimistic about that opening game. Yeah.
We should
Our
be
record, yeah,
optimistic.
our record in opening games at tournaments too have not been the best. Yes. So except for I think in 2010 where we won our first game versus Serbia 1-0, Samajan scored a penalty there. So aside that, most of the tournaments, 2006, we lost versus Italy in the first game 2-0. Then we won our last two games and went through. So tournament wise, we are not good starters. So let's be cautiously optimistic. However, I am tipping a draw for that game.
Yeah, picking a draw for that game.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so based on what you just said, let me read some comment on
Okay.
people's prediction for the Portugal match. This
Okay.
is Camper Warrior. He says Portugal is full of world class players, so it will be tough. It's a match in the bed in power. And this is
Imagine.
Emmanuel Cherma. He says, I think that Portugal will underrate us, and we all know that anything can happen. Think we could draw. So I think this
Yeah.
person is on your side on the draw.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm
this
going for a
is
draw for that game.
okay. This is Gideon Kwaba. He says Ghana will score all of them. And say whatever be the case, Ghana is scoring all of them. Yes, that is what he's saying. This is coming from Michael Osei. I think he's trying to counter Gideon Kwaba. He says, what's this guy saying? Ghana will score who? Meaning, he believes that there's no way Ghana can score
Ghana,
Portugal.
Portugal.
Yes,
Well,
yes. And this is from Mikel Saki. You guys talk like we have not played Portugal before. They siltly won 2-1 in 2014. Yes, that is what he's saying. So that means that probably anything can happen. Ghana can
yeah.
win Portugal. Yes, this is JC. He says Ghana will shock the world. Hey, as for this shock, I'm waiting for it. JC, I
I'm
am
here.
waiting for this shock. Yes, he says Ghana will shock the world. But
I'm
it could
here.
be a failure shock though. It could be a failure shock though, yes. And this is Saint Newman again. He says Baba Rahman is not fit. Kelmadan Suleiman is injured, not fit. Kofi Chire is not fully recovered. Why you choose them for Mundao whilst fit players are there? And I said, Ocha, there are more players that are fit than these people that have been added to the team. What do you
Yeah.
say about this, Selassie? Do you think this person is making
Um,
them a right point?
well, Daniel Kofi, we all know he was injured. Last week or last 2 weeks, we heard reports he was injured. He was on his club's team for their club game, so he was injured. We all were surprised to see him in the team. We thought he would not be able to recover in time. But yes, the technical team will assess everything on case by case basis. And I believe and hope that we did not make the same mistake as we did in AFCON 2021 in Cameroon, where we took a player who we knew very well was not going to be fit enough to play, Mubarak Wakasu. We took him to the AFCON, and when we needed him, we could not call upon him. Eventually, we were told that the doctor who recommended that we still take him said that eventually he would not be able to play. So how did he assess the player? Eventually, that doctor was sacked, and I think rightly so. So I hope that this technical team, Dr. Pambo, I think he's the one in charge of the medical, he's the head of the medical team. He and his team have done a good assessment of the player and assessed and found out that he can play. in the tournament. That is why they've called him. If that is not the case, then I don't think we've learned from our past mistakes, and that would be quite unfortunate. So, in that respect, I'm trusting the technical team that they did a good job in assessing the fitness of the player before calling him. Yeah.
Somebody just asked me to ask you that, looking at the previous team that Ghana has worked with, a team that had Sule Muntari, Andrew Ayew, Asamoah Gyan, John Pintail. I mean, those kind of squad. Compare squad we have today for our World Cup now. Do you think they are going to do better than the previous squad, or the previous squad remains Ghana's best squad ever?
Well, I think when the previous squad two were playing, they were also not. They had also not achieved anything yet with
Please,
the
can
Ghana
you
national.
voice up a little for us?
Can you hear me? When the previous
Yes.
squad were playing, they had also not achieved much with the Ghana national team. So we had to give them a chance and a platform, an opportunity to play and get us somewhere before we thought that, wow, these guys were so good. With these new players, we have to be patient. They first need to build team chemistry and all that and understanding of each other. The thing about the previous squad we are comparing them to is that Sule Muntari, Michael Essien, who again, Samuel Sekufor, all those guys, Joseph Paints or John Paints or John Mensah, they all
Mm-hmm.
played for the Ghana national team before at youth levels. So they knew each other from the youth level. And when you play with someone from the youth level and grow up with them, and you translate and transform it into the national team, you already first of all know them, know how they play, understand them, have a team chemistry. And that is where we have an issue here. The team chemistry is not yet built, and that is built over time. So we have to be patient with the team in that respect. We have to give them time. We failed in trying to develop the players at the youth level as we did with those former guys, and that is what we are suffering from now. So we have to be patient and see if they can form an understanding that will get us where we want to get to, as the other guys did.
Okay, so we'll be wrapping up. I mean, it's been nice having this conversation with you, and it's been fun too with our viewers watching us and then bringing in their comment. Before we wrap up, let me read some of the comment coming from the
Okay.
people. This is Rosina Edu answer. We thank God that they have arrived in Qatar safely. Okay, this is
They are not in
Michael
Qatar
Osei
yet, too.
Tutu. Yeah, I mean, the jubilation that was going on yesterday and the videos that people were
Ah,
seeing, you could see, say,
profane.
a Nibrea Bagana pal. I mean,
Yes,
people
yes,
are
yes,
really
yes,
eager,
yes.
yes. And this is Mikel Saki. He's saying that Ghana 2, Portugal 1 for the Ghana and Portugal match.
Vim
Yes.
Pao.
Vim, yeah, Vim Day, Charlie, Vim Day. This is Jada Opoku. He says, okay, or say if you don't have faith, go to church with a female. Go to church with the females. Wow. And so, I mean, Ghana's match is all about faith. Unijidi amen she. That is what they are trying to say. Someone is also saying that okay, this is Ruben. He says now football isn't like first. Everyone knows the game now.
Yeah.
Stop comparing. So this is to those who are comparing. Yeah, yes. And this is Michael or say Tutu. Okay, he is trying to attack another person here. So this is IB. He says Ghana is going all the way. Ghana is going all the way. So I mean people are in supporting Ghana. Me that I'm being here, that I'm saying my own. They said I'm trying to be sarcastic. I've not played football before, so I mean I can't I can't be all I mean being negative about Ghana. Please, I'm here. Oh. We'll definitely come back to host this thing again. If Ghana doesn't win, all those that are attacking me in the comment section, please, you would have to come and pacify me with something because I said it and you said I'm being sarcastic. So Selassie, thank you so much for your time and thank you for briefing us and letting us know more. I know I said there was definitely going to be another section with you on Ghana's performance at the 2022 World Cup. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You are listening to the Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
The Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Pinax Report.
Live